Well, I finally decided to start some gameplay on this channel, and what better game to start with than Ocarina of Time? This is probably the biggest game of my entire childhood. Definitely the most important game to me. I mean, I still play the randomizer like probably 2 times a month. I just can't get enough of this game, but as far as the base game goes, I haven't played this for the story in probably over a decade. I probably don't really even remember that much of it, but I should try and read the story so that I can find out if I remember a lot of it. So this is the great Deku tree talking. I'm not going to have enough time to read that line, so I'll start with the next one. The children of the forest, the Kokiri, live here with me. Each Kokiri has his or her own guardian fairy. Man, who's played this game for the story recently? However, there is one boy who does not have a fairy. That's Link. He's sleeping with his eyes wide open, apparently. I definitely don't remember him having his eyes wide open like that out of all the times I played this, but I mean, there it is. Nintendo games, they were very limited back on the N64. Although this is probably one of the best looking Nintendo 64 games, as well as Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask probably even slightly improved the graphics over this game. And if it's not obvious by this cutscene, yeah, that's the main villain right there. To anyone who actually hasn't played this game. So the great Deku tree is talking again. Navi, where art thou? Come hither. Oh man, I don't remember the great Deku tree talking like that. Oh, Navi the fairy, listen to my words, the words of the Deku tree. I thought he was going to call himself the great Deku tree, but no, he's more humble than that. Dost thou sense it, the climate of evil descending upon this realm? Malevolent forces even now are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri Forest, the source of life, has stood as a barrier deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world. But before this tremendous evil power, even my power is as nothing. It seems the time has come for the boy without a fairy to begin his journey. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. Navi, go now, find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly. The fate of the forest, nay the world, depends upon thee. All you see in the cutscene is his mustache. Wow. You know, Navi's flying through that area, and when you go through that area, there's a whole bunch of monsters there. I'm wondering why the monsters aren't there for Navi when she flies through. More limitations, but yeah, doesn't matter. Who cares? Anyone who isn't addicted to nostalgia probably is grossed out by all of these textures, but all I play is retro stuff at this point in my life, so these are actually some of the best textures I ever see. Hello, Link, wake up! The great Deku tree wants to talk to you. Link, get up! I can see that you're awake, your eyes are wide open. Hey, come on! Can Hyrule's destiny really depend on such a lazy boy? Link always sounded kind of girly as a child, but I guess that's pretty normal for, I mean, he's probably only like 8 years old or something. You finally woke up. I'm Navi the fairy. The great Deku tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you. The great Deku tree has summoned you, so let's get going right now. Boy, Link doesn't argue one bit. He's just like, okay, let's go. Oh man, that was an unintentional immediate close-up. It's so weird. Switching the camera. When I play the randomizer, I kind of just run right out of here, so I kind of forgot you can do that. But yeah, I was thinking, okay, I should take it slower than what I normally would when I play the randomizer, so I actually spent a little bit of time in the house rather than just sprinting out of there. And that's Link's only friend in the entire village. Or forest, I guess. I don't know if they call it a village or not. Yahoo! Hi, Link! Oh man, she's another character whose name I always said wrong. I mean, not just me, my entire family. Wow, a fairy! Finally, a fairy came to you, Link. Wow, that's great news. I'm so happy for you. Now you're a true Kokiri, Link. Is that right? The great Deku Tree has summoned you. It's quite an honor to talk to the great Deku Tree. I'll wait for you here. Get going. Go see the great Deku Tree. Yeah, my entire family always called her Soraya, but when I heard the correct pronunciation of her name being Saria, I still hate the way that sounds, by the way, but yeah, it just made a lot more sense to me because I thought about it and was like, oh yeah, I mean, if you just replace the S with an M, you know, it becomes Maria, Saria. It's not Mariah. There is a name, Mariah, but you'd have to change the letters around for that. So, yeah, it definitely makes a lot more sense that it's Saria. Since I always called her Soraya, it hurts to call her correct name. I'm just not a fan of it. So, I, at the very least, know where to go, but, I'm probably going to get mixed up on where a lot of items are, like important items, just because in the randomizer, everything's put in a random spot. So, important items, like, I mean, for instance, I know what I'm about to get here just because this one's so iconic, but in dungeons, for the important item, I'm probably not going to remember where it is because in the randomizer, it can be anywhere, and that's all I play now. But yeah, this chest in particular is just iconic, and it's the first thing you see in the game, and I've played through this many times, but most of the times that I play through it, I don't end up going all the way through the game, so I'm not familiar with anything after like the first couple of dungeons because I'll quit after that, but everything in the beginning at least, you're guaranteed to get to just because it's the first thing you do in the game. So, the Great Deku Tree, I honestly probably won't even remember where stuff is in the Great Deku Tree. I know that I need to go and get the shield, but, yeah, I guess I should show why I need to get the shield first, rather than just talking about it. It's because your, childhood bully is this guy. And yeah, this is what he has to say. Hey you, Mr. No Fairy, what's your business with the Great Deku Tree? Without a fairy, you're not even a real man. 8-year-old man. What? You've got a fairy? Say what? The Great Deku Tree actually summoned you? What? Why would he summon you and not the Great Mido? This isn't funny. I don't believe it. You aren't even fully equipped yet. How do you think you're going to help the Great Deku Tree without both a sword and shield ready? What? You're right. I don't have my equipment ready, but if you want to pass through here, you should at least equip a sword and shield. Sheesh. So, yeah. I mean, technically he's just trying to protect us, so maybe he's not that bad of a guy, but I mean, he sure does like to make fun of Link. He's probably just jealous. I think I don't know. I don't remember enough about what people used to say about this game, but I'm pretty sure people are under the impression that Mido likes Saria. And it's pretty obvious that she likes Link a lot more than Mido. So I think that's the main reason people assumed that Mido is such a jerk to Link. But that's going off of, like, 10-year-old memories. Oh, I think... Oh, wait. Okay. I think the rupees can actually fall through the walls in this house, which is super annoying because in order to get the shield, you have to get 40 rupees, which there's... Oh, man. I forgot she did that. So this is just anything that's explaining controls. I'm not really going to read. There's no point in narrating that. If it's not story related, I'm just going to skip right over it. I guess maybe I should actually talk to some of the characters. We sell shields, but not swords. Well, that's convenient, because all I need is a shield. Man, when it comes to the randomizer, the shield is such an important item, and usually it ends up taking a lot longer than you like to get a shield. But in the actual game, you just immediately get a shield, which is very nice, but I'm not used to that. So I'm probably just going to be... Well, I'll explain after I talk to Mino. Okay, he's saying the same thing, but I have a sword and shield this time. What's that? Oh, you have a Deku shield. And what's that? Is that the Kokiri sword? Good grief. Well, even with all that stuff, a wimp is still a wimp, huh? I, the great Mino, will never accept you as one of us. Shoot, how did you get to be the favorite of Saria and the great Deku tree, huh? Grumble, grumble. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, there he goes. He admits it right there, so... I guess I was remembering, right? See, these enemies were not here back when Navi went through. By the way, I also didn't call Navi by the correct name back when I was a kid either. I called her Navy, but then I was told her name derives from Navigator, which, yeah, that kind of just proves right there. Her name's Navi. Great Deku tree, I'm back! But yeah, I'm probably just going to play through one dungeon on each video. So I'll get through the Great Deku Tree, and then the next video will be the second dungeon. Oh, Navi, thou hast returned. Link, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the Deku Tree, am about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Oh, okay. I didn't remember that they explained why Link had nightmares. Verily, thou hast felt it. Link, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom and courage. Dost thou have courage enough to undertake this task? Okay, he's not a jerk like the owl who defaults to the cursor being on no. I appreciate that, great Deku Tree. Then enter, brave Link, and thou too, Navi. Navi the fairy, thou must aid Link. And Link, when Navi speaks, use to listen well to her words of wisdom. Wow, I didn't remember you so very quickly went into the Great Deku Tree. I thought he explained a very long story before you entered the dungeon. I'll probably also show what happens as a direct result of beating each dungeon before ending the videos. Each video is probably going to have a very unique length to it, just because each dungeon takes a completely unique amount of time to both get to and complete. And this is just more controls explaining. She's just telling me, oh, you can climb this wall. I think she does that quite a bit. I believe she tells you a lot of very obvious things and slows things down quite a bit. But, yeah, everything is just much more convenient in the randomizer, where it skips through all extra text. So, like, everything Navi says is just skipped through. I think she's going to stop me right here and tell me, this is a door, you can open it. I'm so not used to this. This is probably going to make me remember why people really don't like Navi in this game. I think it's just because of how often this game gets replayed compared to other Zelda games, though. Ow, 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 forgive me, master. If I give you a clue, will you let me go? When you jump off a high cliff... Oh, okay, this is just more controls. This whole dungeon is probably just going to be characters explaining controls. Yeah, he's just telling me that if you jump from a high area, when you land, if you hold forward, Link will roll and prevent damage done to him. Okay, I think I know what's in this chest at least, because the exit is blocked on your way back, and you need a specific item. But I just did what I'm used to in the randomizer, where because you aren't guaranteed to get the item you need in the randomizer, so you save that platform so that you can use the platform to get back, because when you jump on that platform, it normally falls down when you jump on it, and then this item lets you have an alternate way of getting back. But yeah, in the randomizer, since you don't guarantee get the slingshot, you can get stuck in here and you'd have to reset the game. Kind of surprised they don't have a way around that, just because they have like a whole system built around making it so that you're guaranteed to not get stuck in any spots. But this seems to be like the one exception that the randomizer doesn't save you from. So the slingshot just lets you safely traverse through here. You can actually climb up this with these guys still on here without the slingshot. Oh, I actually want that. Okay, there we go. I was like, uh-oh, can I get that? But yeah, they're just a little bit annoying to avoid, and they really slow you down. If those guys are looking at you while you're climbing, then they'll slide over to you way faster than you're able to climb, and they'll knock you down. But just getting rid of them with the slingshot is pretty convenient, and it lets you not have to worry about that. I'm also trying to play more casually than I normally would. I mean, with the randomizer, I usually play with glitches and stuff, just because, I mean, I find it more fun that way. I'm going to try to not do much of any glitches, unless it's just like something for fun that doesn't mess anything up. I might still do those kinds of glitches. Okay, yeah, I had no idea that the compass was in there. Honestly, if I knew that the compass was in there, I probably just would have skipped that chest completely. I do think I want to go for like 100% on this, though, just because I really don't think it's going to take me that long, and I have it all completely memorized, so, I mean, I might as well. Speedruns of this game for 100% are only like, I think like 3.5 hours or something. I'm definitely not a speedrunner, but I could probably 100% the game in like 6 or 7 hours, I'd guess. I can't remember the last time I did 100% the game, so I'm just totally guessing by about how long it takes me to complete some randomizers. So, yeah, I just jumped from the top there to break through a web that was on the ground. If you're not high enough, the web is able to support your weight, but if you jump from a really high area like that, then Link actually breaks right through it. And that's how you have to progress to get to the second basement floor, or whatever it's called. I don't know. So these things here are called gold skulltulas, and they aren't actually explained for what they are until later, I don't think. Let's see. You destroyed a gold skulltula. You got a token proving you destroyed it. Okay, yeah. So they don't really explain what they're for yet, but in order to 100% the game, you would have to collect every single one of them. Although the reward you get for collecting them all is pretty useless. I'm still gonna do it just because, I mean, I don't think you could call this 100% unless you included all the skulltulas. The rewards you get along the way are pretty nice, but the final reward you get for actually completing them are pretty lame. I'll spare you if, if you spare me, I'll teach you something cool. You will never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor? I mean, yeah, kinda. Your brothers, you just gave them up? Wow. But, yeah, that, I didn't remember that actually being forced. I felt like I remembered you had to go out of your way to learn what the order was. You had to defeat those enemies. I guess I just didn't remember it properly. The last time I played this myself to actually beat the game normally, when I said it was a decade ago, I really don't remember how long ago it was. It may have been significantly longer. Because, I mean, the only way I really remember this game is my mom actually played through it, because there were several parts that both me and my sister were just way too scared to play through. So we'd play a little bit of it, and then like every time any dungeon came up, we'd be too scared to like even go in the dungeon. So my mom would play through it, and I feel like I really don't remember doing a lot of that with the story myself. So maybe I haven't played through this like normally ever, and maybe I only have done the randomizer. Gosh, I don't know why my memory is so bad on selective things. It's probably just because of how many times I've played the randomizer. It's kind of just thrown off my memory, or clouded my memory. It's got so much Zelda in it that it can't really decide what is or is not, has or has not happened, I should say. I remember these things freaked me out when I was a kid. Also, that's really weird that they're able to hit you while they're stunned. I think they're probably the only enemy that's able to do that. Like, I just got too close to it while it was stunned, and I got hurt. Let's see. I think I'm supposed to go this way. I believe the other rooms in here, they have stuff in them that's required for 100%ing the game, but they are things that I can't currently get yet. This game definitely incentivizes you to backtrack at later points, but only for like extra stuff, as in 100%ing the game, not for required stuff. I don't actually remember if this game really has all that much backtracking that is required. I guess I'm gonna find out. So I'm probably already like 80% of the way through the first dungeon. All I've really got left at this point is the boss. Should probably actually get some hearts. Not like the boss is going to kill me or anything, but just wait. What's the number? Okay, 23 is number 1, right? I can't believe I forgot for a second. It's just because I'm talking. I normally don't ever have to think about what the correct number is. Order. I do this so many times because you have to do it every time in the randomizer to get to the boss. Although sometimes in the randomizers you don't actually get to Queen Goma, as she's called. You don't get to her until very late sometimes, and sometimes I just don't even complete those. I just give up halfway through, or I get bored halfway through. Do I want to use glitches? I guess I won't. I mean, all it would do is make me defeat this boss quicker. It's not really going to change the difficulty at all, because this boss is incredibly easy since it's the first boss. There's just a way to defeat her within like seconds, but I guess I won't do that. I don't know. I'll have to... I don't know. Maybe it's just the first boss I won't do it for, and then all the rest of the bosses I will do it for. It's just so much faster. I can't believe I actually got hit. Wow. I'm so used to only fighting this boss with glitches that it feels weird to fight it any other way. Kind of foreign, so that I'm going to blame that for the reason I got hit there. So she climbs up to the top, and she drops a whole bunch of eggs, those things from before, but if you hit them before they hatch, then no monsters come out. And then she just drops back down. And you do the same thing. So yeah, you just have to stun her when her eye turns red. But yeah, if you do use glitches, then you can just do this in one cycle, so she never gets to climb up and drop anything. So this way definitely takes longer. I guess it makes it more suspenseful. Definitely makes the boss more threatening. I just saw that her eye turns red while she's up on top like that. That makes me wonder if you can actually hit her while she's up there. Does the slingshot? Yeah, the slingshot does work. Okay, there we go. Apparently you can hit her more than once without glitches. I thought you could only hit her a single time if you didn't use a glitch. And you just like stun lock her. But apparently you can just time your slashes without glitches. And you could probably still beat her in one cycle. Although it would be extremely difficult. So we get a heart container. That increases our hearts by 1. So now we have 4 instead of 3. And that was the end of the first dungeon. So, yeah, like I said, I'll show the direct results of what happens after you beat the dungeon. And after that, I'll probably stop the video there. But, yeah, I think there's going to be a long bit of exposition here from the Great Deku Tree. Well done, Link. I think he explains quite a bit of Link's past and what he needs to do. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now I have yet more to tell thee. Wouldst thou listen? Man, reading his speech is a bit difficult sometimes. Now listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. It's the man from Link's nightmares. Riding through fire. This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile sorceress powers in his search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it is in that sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. Triforce is actually, part of my YouTube channel name. Poke Force, I got that from Triforce. It was my excuse to add a bit of Zelda into my YouTube channel. Before time began, before spirits and life existed, 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Din, the goddess of power. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. Isn't Din supposed to be red? Faror, the goddess of courage. She looks more purplish than red in this. Yeah, like way more purplish. Din. With her strong flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created the red earth. Nehru poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. Faror, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. Oh, there it is. The 3 great goddesses, their labors completed, departed for the heavens, and golden sacred triangles remained at the point where the goddesses left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of our world's providence, and the resting place of the triangles has become the sacred realm. I've made the Triforce out of woodworking stuff twice now. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man with his evil heart to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who cast death death curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not grieve for me. I have been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. Link, go now to Hyrule Castle. There, thou wilt surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with you, the stone that man wanted so much that he cast the curse on me. I believe it's called Kokiri's Emerald, if I remember right. I should make a woodworking of that. That would be really cool. Although the model is a little hard to go off of. You got the Kokiri's Emerald. Yeah, it was. Okay. This is the spiritual stone of the forest, now entrusted to you by the great Deku tree. The future depends upon thee, Link. Thou art courageous. Navi the fairy, help Link to carry out my will. I will entreat ye, Navi. Goodbye. Man, you know, with how many times I've played this game, I feel like it gets more depressing every time I see that. Let's go to Hyrule Castle, Link. Goodbye, great Deku tree. Man. The forest's guardian spirit. Okay. Let's see what Mido has to say, and then we'll end it there. Hey, Link, what did you do? The great Deku tree, did he die? How could you do a thing like that? It's all your fault. Oh, well. Link apparently killed the great Deku tree according to Mido, because I'm sure he's going to spread that around, but yeah, like I said, we'll stop it there. So thank you guys for watching. I'll do the second dungeon in the next video, and I'll probably see what everyone has to say about the great Deku tree as well before I leave. But if you guys enjoyed the video and want to see more, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave me a like, subscribe if you're new. I also have links in the description down below if you want to support me. I got affiliate links and Patreon, and I got my own store for Pokemon stuff. Other than that, though, I'll see you in the next video.